Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Veera Cloud Architect. Today we are going to see AWS EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. It is also known as virtual machines or we can say virtual servers. Elastic Compute Cloud is a flexible service that provides resizable cloud-based compute capacity in the form of EC2 instance, and we can get we can commission instances simultaneously with a pay-as-you-go pricing. We can only pay for what we have used. And EC2 is a web service that provides resizable compute capacity. We can launch instances in minutes, and we can quickly scale up or scale out at any point of time. Virtual servers running in a cloud that allows you to run applications and workloads for your choice. And AWS has a wide variety of instance types like compute optimized, memory optimized, storage optimized instances. And even like AWS has like wide variety of operating systems such as Linux, Windows, Mac OS. So that even you couldn't find in any cloud providers who provide Mac OS. And AWS has the free tier access, which can once you have created a free tier account, you can have like 750 hours of Linux or Windows T2 micro instances, which can run for a month, and over 1 year it is free. To stay within the free tier, you can use only EC2 micro instances, T2 micro instances. EC2 features scalability, cost effectiveness, flexibility, and security and integration with other AWS services. So first thing, scalability. So we can scale up at scale out compute capacity at any point of time. Whenever the traffic increase, we can increase the compute capacity. Same way, if traffic reduces, we can reduce the compute capacity. Cost effect Cost effectiveness, we can pay we can use as a pay as you go. We can pay only what we have used, or we can have a reserved instance, like we can have like 1 year reserved instance or 3 year reserved instance, which can save a lot of money. And even we can get spot instance, which can we can get a easy to instance with a very cheap prices. Then flexibility. EC2 offers a variety of instance type, operating system, and pricing model, which can say it is more flexibility, and we have many variety to choose with. Security, like there are many security features are available in AWS, like network ACL, security groups, to make our instances very secure and our data will be more secure. Integration with other AWS services, like AWS has quite a lot of services nowadays. It's more than 200 services available right now, and the major services like S3, RDS, CloudWatch, and many other like IoT things and all, like which can be easily integrated together to make our application make a better application. So without wasting any time, let me go into the demo. So to create EC2 instance, I have logged into AWS console, and just we can find the EC2 from the recently visited, or you can get it from the search bar. So let me type EC2, hit this one. So first thing, like before creating a EC2 instance, we should have the VPC created. So virtual private cloud. So we have in another video, like which we have already uploaded. You can go and have a look into it. And then once you have get into the EC2 dashboard, the very first thing we have to make sure is which region we are belongs to. So currently I'm going to create this EC2 instance, or like I'm going to create a server in North Virginia region. Okay, so I have selected North Virginia, and then you can choose instances option from the left hand panel, and you can choose launch instance. there are only 7 steps to create a instances. First thing, you can give a name for our instances, and I'm going to make this as a web server, giving a name as web server. And then you can choose from the variety of OS images available in AWS. So Amazon Linux machine is available, Mac OS is there, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat Linux, SUSE Linux. So likewise, we have plenty of OS images. Even we have so many AMIs available here. AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image. So we can discuss about things later on. So currently, I'm going to choose Amazon Linux machine. Okay, and there are different versions available. I'm going to pick Amazon Linux 2 AMI. So here in the drop down you can find many versions. So but currently I'm going to choose Amazon Linux 2. And this is the architecture model. I'm choosing a 64-bit with the x86 model. And there are as I said earlier, there are many instance types. So from there are many instance family, you can say. And T2 micro is free, it's a free tier eligible, and we have plenty of other types as well. So if you go here, you can find many of the instance types available. Let me choose in a bit. Okay, so here are the list available, so you can choose it from here. So this is a T2 micro, like we can get it from the T2 nano even. So it's only a 0.5 GB of RAM, and you can choose any of them from these. So let me quickly tell what are the real-time types we're gonna use. So mostly in my project and all, I used to choose C4 large for C4 large for application servers. So and we have M series. So M series is basically for application server or web servers. So there are many different types like C6, say. So likewise, we can choose M type. So let me type M4 we used to have normally. So M4 large like that. Okay, so M4 large is we frequently use this type of service for a web service. Okay, but anyway, in this example, I'm going to stick with a T2 micro, which is available in free tier. Okay, then select instance type. Okay, and then the next part is creating a key pair. So every instance will be having two keys. So one is a public key and another one is private key. So public key will be saved inside the instances, and private key we can download it. So I'm going to create one key pair and I'm going to download a private key. So create new key pair, and I'm going to use this one for a web server key. Okay, so I'm giving name web server, and we can download as a RSA key. If you are using in a Windows, you can download as a PPK file, or if you are using in a Linux machine or Mac OS, you can download as a PEM file. So since I am going to use in my putty, I'm going to select the PPK, create key pair, hit create key pair button. So the key pair is downloaded now. The next option is to choose VPC. So already I have created one VPC, I hope. Let me quickly check. No, not on this region. So in this region, I don't have any VPC. So I'm going to use the default VPC. So I have chosen the default VPC, and I'm choosing the subnet. I'm going to choose the first subnet which is available here, and then if we need a public IP, we can enable here. So this public IP is a dynamic IP. So if we need static IP, we have to create an elastic IP and we have to attach, and I will tell those things later on. Currently, I'm going to enable a dynamic public IP. So for that, I have selected this option. So enable this. And the next one is firewall. It's also called security group. So where we have to configure which port we have to open, and from which IP we have to connect. Those things we have to configure. It's going to be a web servers security group. So I'm giving a name as web server.sg security group. Okay, and then I'm giving a name here as well in description. Okay, so since this is a Amazon Linux machine, to connect Linux machine, we need a SSH port to be open. So you can click it to select it from your choice. But currently I need only SSH, so I'm selecting the SSH. And this is the default port, port number 22 for SSH, so I'm leaving it as it is. And source type, from where I'm going to connect. So it is by default it will be anywhere, from anywhere I can connect. But if you know, you have to connect from only from your laptop, then what you can do, go and get your IP. Okay, so I'm going to get my public IP. I'm getting it from Google. So this is my public IP. Okay, let me copy this, come back to our is console, and I'm selecting custom option, and I'm going to give a IP of public IP of my laptop. Okay, and we have to give a /32, which define only this PC, which means this laptop is going to connect this server. Okay, the server which we are going to create, it will be connected only with this laptop. Okay, so if you need any other port, we can open by add security group rule. So currently I'm going to have a HTTP port too, because I'm going to make this as a web server. So I'm choosing this. Go and select the HTTP port. It's here. And HTTP, obviously everybody in the world has to look at this web page, right? So I'm giving as a anywhere option, and by default anywhere is 0.0.0/0. So everybody in the world can access my website. Okay, that's all. The next thing is hard disk, which means EBS volumes. EBS volume, EBS means Elastic Block Store, is a block storage available in AWS, and we can also say this is a hard disk of our EC2 instance. So there are many types available, like general purpose SSD and provisioned IOPS. So likewise, and even we have the HDD hard disk. But currently I'm going to choose only the usual SSD. Okay, so which is a GP2 SSD model. So I'm choosing that. So that's everything. So we are good. Let me go quickly recap this. So I have given a name for my EC2 instance, and then I have selected the OS, which is Amazon Linux, and then I have selected which type of instance I need. I'm going to use T2 micro for this, and then I have created a key pair for my EC2 instance. Then I have to selected the VPC, which VPC I should have the EC2 instance, and which subnet my EC2 instance has to place. And I'm enabling public IP, which is a dynamic IP, and I'm creating a security group, which is going to, is a firewall to open the ports. Okay, so I have opened SSH to connect from my laptop. So I have given my public IP, and then I have created I have opened another port called HTTP. So this is to open HTTP port so that I can access my web page from browser. And finally, I have given the configure storage. So in that I have created a EBS root volume, which is 8 GB hard disk. Sorry, yeah, 8 GB hard disk for my EC2 instance. So that's everything. We can launch the instance. Hit launch button. The instance will be created in a minute. So let me quickly tell how we can connect. There are like many options to connect the instances. So we can go and cover instances in many places. But today I'm going to show like how we can connect it from PuTTY. Okay, so this is my instances. Still the instance state is pending. It takes another couple of minutes to be available. Okay, so let me quickly show the details of my instances. So this is the public IP of my instance, and this is the private IP of my instance, and the VPC details, VPC subnet, which subnet belongs to. Yeah, and then we have the security, like we have a security group, and networking VPC part again. The storage is a hard disk. Hard disk I have only 8 GB of hard disk, and then status check. The status checks has to be available. It takes some time, and let me quickly try to connect these instances. So we can just select here from connect, or like here, like which user we are going to connect, and then like which IP we are going to use. So I'm going to use this public IP to connect it. Let me quickly show how I can connect from the putty. Okay, putty in a host name or IP, we have to paste a public IP, and then SSH select auth, and we have to browser key. So my key name is web server, which is available here in the downloads. I'm selecting that, hit open, and then open. Yeah, just accept this option. So putty is trying to connect my EC2 instance. The username is EC2 hyphen user. Okay, if you are not sure about the username, just you can go back to your console, and if you select a connect instance option, you can find this window, the IP address and username, EC2 hyphen user. Okay, so I have given EC2 hyphen user and then hit enter. That's all. We have connected into our EC2 instance. Okay, let me quickly install Apache in my EC2 instance so that I can show this as a web server. So before doing something, I will make as a sudo user, and let me update my instance, because this might have created few months ago, or like maybe it is yesterday they have created, but I never know when the image has been created. So I have to update first. So since it is a Linux machine, yum update. So if you have any updates available, it will come, but obviously there is no update. I think this is a very recent image. Okay, so update is there, so it's already updated. So now I'm going to install httpd, httpd, which is Apache. Yum install httpd. Yes. Oh yes, I have created installed the httpd. Let me start the service. Service httpd start. See, my web server is started. If you wanted to see whether it is running, service httpd status. Okay, so yeah, my web server is running. Let me quickly go back to my console, get the public IP, and paste the public IP in your browser. Okay, yes, I have installed Apache 2.4. The test page is available now. Let me quickly show one more thing. Like if you have a web page, or like you have the index.html, you can just quickly give in the default path. Okay, so this is the configuration path where we have to give the index.html or the configuration files. So let me go to the same location, cd/var www.html. Okay, so currently I don't have any files here. Okay, so I'm listing, there is no files. So I'm gonna give create a index.html. Hi, welcome to Cloud Synapse. Let me save the file. Okay, and let me restart the service. Service httpd restart. So my web server is restarted. Let me go back to the same page and refresh this page. I have hosted my web page. So same way, like instead of this, the small index.html, we can have some HTML page to deploy our application. Okay, so that's everything today. So today we have seen how to create EC2 instances. Let me come back with a different topic. Thanks a lot and stay tuned with Cloud Synapse Technologies. Thank you.